Greetings, bookworms of Concord. Pastor Beckett here, back with another book review. Finally, it is Halo Meridian Divide, book number 2 of the Battleborn duology by Cassandra Rose Clarke. I've been on a sort of a bit of a reading hiatus. Not entirely sure why, probably because this is book 43 of the year. Which is so far is the most I've ever read in a whole year. My objective isn't entirely to get to 50 books in a year, but I think I can, but we will see. Either way, I don't want to make it into a chore. I just enjoy reading. I don't want to make it seem like a job. But anyway, book number 2 of the Battleborn duology. So if you remember, if you watched the previous review, in the previous book of this duology, we left Evie, Victor, Dorian, and Saskia agreeing to Oni's recruitment to return to their home planet, Meridian, to prevent the Covenant from finding whatever Forerunner artifact they're looking for. Because if they do, they'll leave and glass the planet, and of course, as the Covenant is known to do, they will turn any Forerunner artifact they find into some sort of weapon, even if it wasn't originally designed that way. But even if they do find it first, the Covenant will still, if Evie and team still find the artifact first, the Covenant will still glass the planet. So Meridian is doomed no matter what the outcome is. So that's the difficulty they're facing in the book. Yet the fate of humanity, of course, is, as they find out, more important than the fate of one planet. As terrible and tragic as it is to lose their home planet, the entire existence of humanity is more important. They learn they have to get the bigger picture in mind. But first, they need to do some quick, intensive training. And that's where this book begins. Now, one of the things that kind of bugged me about both these books is that the Covenant seemed to come across as naive morons, for lack of a better term, against 4 even more naive high schoolers, when in the other books, the Covenant are a terrifying force to be reckoned with, and they really struggle. The humanity really struggles against them in every single encounter. With these people, it's kind of sheer dumb luck with the accomplishments they make. This discontinuity makes the story barely believable, in my opinion. It also seems uncharacteristic of Oni, that's the Office of Naval Intelligence. It seems uncharacteristic of Oni to bet the entire fate of Meridian on the skills of amateur high schoolers, although they could just be desperate. Oni is known to do desperate things as well, so that could not be entirely uncharacteristic of them. Maybe I'm just being nitpicky. This is a young adult novel, after all. And to be fair, it's not just these 4 high schoolers against the Covenant. There's also Meridian's militia, a Spartan, the same Spartan in the previous book, and some UNSC Marines, of course, the UNSC forces, an atmosphere above Meridian. But most of their success, like I said, seems to amount to dumb luck, but I suppose that's necessary when you write a story that hinges on a quartet of immature teenagers acting as amateur soldiers. So probably a necessary deus ex machina. Now, speaking of their immaturity, it definitely comes out as a character flaw, especially during a part when they find out that the Spartan Owen lied to them about something in the previous book. The lie had to do with how long the Covenant has been on Meridian, and they're all extremely upset about it, although Saskia seems to be more rational about it. But the thing is, the lie doesn't compromise their mission or anybody's lives. And Owen's lie is easily justifiable because he was under orders not to reveal that information because it's classified. And he's a soldier, so of course he's going to obey orders. And it wasn't relevant to their survival at the time. So basically, their anger just amounts to their feelings being hurt. And as well as their young self-entitlement to being told everything, and their naivete about the negative outcome that would have happened if the military did what these kids think they should have done, if they told them everything. Now, this isn't a flaw of the book. Like I said, it's just a character flaw of all four of them, some more than others. Usually, however, character flaws are written in a way where you sympathize or somewhat sympathize with the protagonists. But I found myself siding with Owen instead of the main protagonists. So it was an annoying part of the book to read just because they were so immature and petty about it and dwelling on it for far too long. Like I said, Saskia seems to be the only reasonable one out of all of them. But then again, maybe I would think differently if I were a young adult reading this, since I would be closer in age to Evie, Dorian, Victor, and Saskia. I don't know if it's my being older or my pragmatism that makes me side with Owen and Oni. But either way, you can read it for yourself and decide to agree or disagree with me. All that being said, the ending is actually really good. I won't say whether you find out what exactly the Forerunner artifact is and what it does, but there is an unexpected ending that brings in some later Halo lore that you don't see coming. I was genuinely surprised. And when that happens at the end of the book, it usually has a higher rating. So that being said, I was going to give it 3 out of 5 stars, but because just the ending really tied together and surprised me, I will give it 4 out of 5 like the previous book. But that's all from me for now. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to receive notifications when more book reviews or recommendations come up, whether it's sci-fi, fantasy, theology books, or what have you. So thanks for watching again, and in the meantime, God bless your reading.